China accusing the U.S. of hyping up the Navy drone controversy. This after Donald Trump called it an unprecedented act in a tweet that happened to have a misspelling. Democrats quick to slam the error, including Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy tweeting, "This is madness, a 7:30 a.m. Saturday escalation of diplomatic crisis with China via Twitter." So, shouldn't they be more concerned about China's actions? Here to weigh in, former Democratic Congressman and 2008 presidential candidate Dennis Kucinich. Sir, thank you for joining us this morning. So, what's your take on this situation overall? China seizes a drone, Donald Trump reacts, China says we're overreacting. What's your take?
Well, China's giving the drone back. That's a good thing. Freedom of navigation in the South China Sea is an issue. It's something that's going to have to be dealt with diplomatically. I think that it's, this being a season of peace on earth and goodwill towards all, it's a perfect time to practice de-escalation.
Congressman, if only this was a season of peace on earth, and we've got a lot of things going on around the world, a lot of hot spots, and even though President Obama has said the last 8 years are now more peaceful, I don't know, in the South China Sea where they built those islands, as you said, Iran, Syria, elsewhere, there's a lot of problems. Is it not time to step up and draw some lines and say, hey, you can't take our drones anymore?
Well, drawing a line in the water is a little bit difficult when it's about 5,000 miles west of Honolulu, Hawaii. There are serious issues with China, but we need to practice de-escalation. You can't put a gun on a table every time somebody does something that you don't like. And I'm glad that China is returning the drone. That's what they should do. And I think our new president should come to an understanding that you don't have to comment on everything that happens in the world.
But Dennis,
sometimes the power of the presidency comes from not saying anything.
Sure, but a tweet is also not a gun, and the South China Sea is international waters, hotly contested by China that's building islands right under our nose. They said they weren't going to militarize them. Now they are. At what point do we draw a line in the water, regardless of how far it is, because trillions of dollars of trade go through those waters that we use? Is Donald Trump at least just saying America's back? We're not going to take it anymore.
Well, America has always had a pretty strong military presence around the world. America's not weak militarily by any means. And we need to remember that there are solutions other than military solutions in dealing with difficulties with people who have been allies. Don't forget, China trade. It was a major trade agreement that the U.S. signed. There's a lot of economic relationships between the United States and China. We have corporate America very deeply involved in China. We should be able to settle our differences without trying to escalate it and to flex our muscles. Look, who's going to challenge the United States militarily? No one.
Well, the question is, could an opening be created where that's possible? Congressman, just real quick, we only have 15 seconds. Is your assertion that Trump's reflex is going to be conflict, or could he just be setting a strong negotiation position?
Well, it's okay to have a strong negotiating position. I mean, that's what he seems to specialize in. But there's a point at which you can't overstate the case, because that actually undermines your position.
Well, we appreciate that. Congressman, thanks for joining us this morning, always.
Thank you.
All right.